When it comes to iconic off-road cars, very few come close to the Land Rover Defender, first released 40 years ago. Fast forward to 2020, Land Rover launched a new chapter in the Defender's iconic history with the Defender 110. Fast forward again to 2022, you've got the Land Rover Defender 110 P400e. This electrified variant combines the heritage and aura of the Defender's history with the innovative powertrain of the future. It can tackle the wildest of terrains, all whilst leading the way to a greener and more sustainable future. And as we've got one in here at Tangelo ready to sell, we thought we'd find out a little more. Starting with the exterior design of the car, it's obvious straight away that Land Rover paid homage to the boxy nature of the Defender. It's still boxy, it's still beautiful, it's just much bigger. We've still got the classic round headlights, except they are now matrix LED headlights. And of course, who needs reminding, but we'll have it anyway, Defender written out as a reminder on the front with the classic Land Rover badging. And of course as well, we have some pretty recognisable Defender bodywork on the front, and that follows up on the sides as well. Now this is the XS edition of the 110, and that's made obvious straight away by the body-coloured wheel arches that house the off-road capabilities of this beast. They're rugged, they're square, they stand out, but most importantly, they allow the space for wheel articulation, which means that this car can tackle any terrain. And if we focus on the wheels themselves, we've got 20-inch 5-spoke split alloys here that again add to the toughness of this car. It looks brilliant and it performs fantastically. Now further along the side of the vehicle, we can see the sleek privacy glass black windows that combine nicely with the black roof rails. And there is plenty of space in the back of this car for storage, but if that's not enough, you'll be pleased to hear that the roof racks can store up to 300 kilograms of additional weight on the car. So if you're out in a Defender, you're probably on an adventure. And if that's the case, you've chosen the right car. At the back of the car, the first thing you see is, of course, the iconic spare full-size tyre, which hints at the rugged roots of the Defender. Combine that with the slightly rounded square LED taillights, you've got yourself a very purposeful and stylish rear end here. For such a large and heavy rear end, the boot opens very easily. And the first thing you see is obviously the amount of storage space there is here. Also, the textured, easy to wash material on the boot, which means if you've got a wet dog or a muddy mountain bike, you don't have to worry about getting the thing dirty because it cleans easily. Something else you notice here on the side, on the back, is the buttons to control the adjustable height of this vehicle. So if there were any doubts about the off-road capabilities of it, you can put those to bed because you can adjust the height of it. As we move along the rear side of the vehicle, you notice one design element that separates the hybrid version of the 110 to its petrol sibling, and that is, of course, the electric charging point. That contributes to the 110's performance. It provides an impressive 83 miles per gallon, but more impressively, a 0 to 60 speed of 5.4 seconds. When you look at the sheer size of this vehicle, 5.4 seconds 0 to 60 is very impressive, and the reason why so many opt for the hybrid version over the petrol. Now focusing on the details of this specific car listed on the Tangelo website, it's not just silver, but Habuka silver. It's only had one private previous owner, and it's only got 11,700 miles on the clock, which means it's in fantastic condition and ready to go. And what's more, it's not due an MOT until March 2025, which means you don't have to worry about any additional costs as soon as you buy the car. So on getting in the car, the first thing you notice is the sheer amount of space inside, and that's emphasised by the light interior, which also extends to the dash. In and amongst that is a combination of modern sophistication and rugged practicality, and we're going to find out a little more about those features. So sitting in the driver's seat, you can see just how much attention has gone into the detail of this car. High quality surfaces everywhere you look and feel. The steering wheel is not only leather and multifunctional, but also heated for those colder mornings. And at my feet here, you've got double rubber flooring, which just adds to the sense of adventure and refinement of this Defender 110. And one key element that adds to the spacious and airy feel of the 110's interior is, of course, the panoramic sunroof, which really sets the scene for an adventure. You can imagine the full family in the car, the sun setting, pouring through the window. It sets a great scene. Now, of course, Land Rover understand the importance of practicality, and that's really made obvious by this sheer amount of handy storage compartments throughout the car. You've got cup holders here, additional storage here, a generously sized glove compartment here, and to finish it all off, a mini fridge, which on a warm day like today is ideal. Now moving on to the technology and the driver assist within the 110, the list is as long as your arm, but we'll start with the center console, which sits fantastically in the dashboard. It's clean, it's easy to use, and it looks brilliant. So the infotainment offers a responsive touchscreen that keeps you connected, informed, and entertained, and that's done easily through Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now before we get into the driver assist on the Defender 110, I will touch on the sound quality. Now this car comes with a premium Meridian surround sound system. The audio is fantastic. Whether it's just you driving or the whole family in the car, it adds to the experience and really adds that sense of quality to the 110. Now when it comes to the driver assists, Land Rover have done everything they can to make sure that this massive car is as easy as possible to drive, and that starts with the 360 surround camera. So whether or not you're parking the car in a tight car park in the city or you're on the side of the mountain out in the wilderness, you know everything that's going on around you. From the camera on the top, like a bird's eye perspective, to the small cameras placed around the front and side of the car. And that extends to the blind spot assists found in the side mirrors of the car, and also lane assist, which is configurable from the multifunctional steering wheel. And one unique feature is the Defender's rear view mirror, in that it's not exactly a mirror, but a camera mounted on the back of the car. You can adjust the brightness of this, you can also adjust the height of the camera, and if you're not a fan of it, switch it into its usual mirror mode. So Land Rover have added a number of features and assists that take out a lot of the challenge of driving off-road, and that starts with the all-terrain progress control, which is essentially a very slow cruise control setting for when you're traversing off-road terrain. And that essentially means you can focus around the vehicle, look at the different objects around you without having to worry about the speed you're traveling at. And continuing from the clear sight technology that's found within the rear view mirror, that's also dotted around the front of the car, and that projects an image of the front of your car on your infotainment display, so you can see every tiny detail, rock, ditch, twig, whatever you want when you are off-road. And wrapping up the off-road driver assists, we have the control panel here found right beneath the infotainment screen, and here I can adjust to low range, the suspension, and also turn on and off the all-terrain progress control. And whilst all that's happening, I can make sure I'm cool and comfy with the dual climate control system. And there we have it, the Defender 110 P400e. It's practical, electrical, adventurous, and available on the Tangelo website today. If you'd like to test drive the car, then please just visit our customer hub in Exeter or call our friendly retail team, who will be happy to answer any of your questions. And like every vehicle on the Tangelo website, this car has passed a multi-point body check to reach the Tangelo standard, so you don't have to worry when you buy it. If you've liked today's video, then please like and subscribe, and as I said, get in touch with the team with any questions.